Hey Sophia,
Yeah, what's up?
how you been?
Um, I've just been working. It's been okay. How about you?
Nice, nice. I just started school back up. Um, I was checking on our channel, like dashboard, YouTube Studios, and we got a new subscriber.
We do?
Yeah, do you want to guess their name?
Um, Epic Gamer 6969?
No, it's Yo Mama.
My mom subscribed to the podcast?
Darn it.
What?
Yeah, no, it was actually no, that's actually the name of the thing. That
Wait,
was
your mama actually subscribed to the podcast?
no, like it's Jomama, Yo Mama.
Oh, Joe
Yeah.
Mama.
Joe Mama, but like Joe, yeah.
You know what? Good for them.
Darn, I was, like really hoping to get you back for all of the mom jokes last time. That did not. I knew this wasn't gonna go well. Damn it.
Because you don't faze me with your mom jokes. I think you seem to forget that in high school, everyone called my mom a MILF, and I had to put up
That
with that.
was. This is an interesting cold open.
So your mom jokes
Therapy
literally
sessions
do
with
not
Sophia.
faze me. They don't faze me because yes, my mom. That is my mom.
Uh, all right. All right, welcome back to the pod.
Welcome back. Did you guys
Um,
miss us? Bet you did.
yeah. Yeah, we skipped a week because someone didn't wake up on time, so
Bitch. Actually, if you were a little bit sympathetic, I was having a bad night.
No, I
And
meant I'm missing with you.
I'm also messing with you. Um, but we're back, kind of.
Yeah. Yeah. Last week honestly was so hectic. It kind of sucks that we didn't get in an episode. But we can cover all of that this time. Cause like well, you weren't at Comic Con. You were kind of at Comic Con the week that we were supposed to
Yeah, I
record
was
and
at
missed it.
anime, and that was a whole thing. We'll get into it later.
Yeah.
But
But school started back up for me, which is nice. I have all in-person classes, which is fun.
whoa,
Yeah.
what the
Actually
hell?
like my dad's getting his money's worth out of it. Um so yeah, I don't know, like let's jump into it. We said before like we started recording, we got a lot of fun topics to get through, a lot of pop culture, getting back to our roots. We have a little Scientology here and there, but
As a treat, a little bit.
a little treat because that's I feel like that's kind of part of our brand now. We just can't. It's part of my brand, and I've oh
Sorry, I had to add that.
sorry. Too bad we didn't screen share that.
I have
But
to add it. I'll explain later.
yeah,
So, Evangeline, you've recently, well,
I
you're not here anymore,
no,
but
I'm not. Uh,
we Evangeline came down into town to visit.
uh-huh.
I slept over at her place for like
Yeah,
4 days.
we talked about this last episode.
Did we?
Yeah,
Well, there's a recap.
yeah.
Um,
Well, the
as
part
you
we haven't
know,
been able to get to is my
the
journey
journey
home.
back home. Which, if you guys don't know, if you guys haven't been keeping up with the news at the time,
Southwest is
is something.
I got southwested. I'm making that a
You
word now.
got Southwest.
Southwested. Um yeah, so I had a morning flight from Sacramento to Burbank.
Come on
That
down
flight
to
wasn't
Burbank.
delayed. Yeah. I was really excited to get to Burbank because it was like Hollywood, and it's kind of like the second best thing for me from LAX. Sorry, I romanticize LA and Hollywood. That's my toxic trait.
It really is.
It is. It's bad. But I landed in Burbank and I got my phone off of airplane mode, and then my text started loading, my notifications, and I get a text from my dad because my dad buys my plane tickets. I know that makes me sound like a really spoiled, like privileged rich person. It's literally just because I don't have a job, and I'm a full-time student. So just like, I don't know why I'm defending myself on that, but that's just it.
Sounds like
So
someone called you a spoiled brat before.
um that's for a therapy session. Not that I can afford therapy. See, I'm just
Word.
like the rest of you. uh
That's why I listen to our podcast.
yeah, this is why I have the podcast. Anyways, so I land, and because my dad had bought the ticket, his like information was attached to it. So he texts me and he's like, your flight got canceled. And y'all don't know my dad, but I kind of say, like, I can only believe about a quarter of what my dad says because a lot of the time he messes with me. Like, for the longest time, I thought my dad, I thought my dad was Jewish, and he wasn't. That was more my mom's fault.
I think your
That
dad
was
is.
more my mom's fault. That's a story for another time. We can get into
It
that.
is
That
a
was more
story
my
for
mom's fault. But I also believed that the two other like big things that I believed was that there was like, I've always seen this scar, like this large scar on his knee. And I honestly, I don't, he told me when I was little that it was because a shark bit him. And I believed that for the longest time because he said it with like full conviction, like a shark bit me on the knee. And that's how I got the scar. That was not the case. I don't even remember what the real reason was, but it was not a shark. The third thing that really like threw me for a loop, he told me that my grandma killed people for the government.
He told you that?
Mm-hmm.
I knew
Like,
about the shark thing, but I did not know about that.
yeah, so he told me that when I was little, because like I was asking like, hey, like what is, like asking family history, like what were their jobs? And then he was like, yeah, like your grandma like did secret like shady things for the government. I believed that probably up until high school.
Well,
And when we were like when you did like family history things in class, like you had to, did you ever do that?
I've actually never had to do it.
Really? Okay. My school was like more hippie, weird. I don't know if that really means anything. But when like we were talking about our family history and like saying, because like everyone's grandparents most of the time, like they're gonna be involved in like they had like a government job of some sort. So like if we talked about that, I'd like get all like, oh yeah, my grandma like worked for the government. Like, and I would just leave it at that because I was really scared that like if I said something like I wasn't supposed to say, like I wasn't supposed to know that information. So I believed for the longest time that my grandma killed people for the government and that my dad was attacked by a shark and that my dad was Jewish.
Your dad is a shark man.
So that's the reason I have trust issues. I love my dad though. But yeah, so when he texted me that, I was like, no. Like I because I thought he was messing with me. And also I don't know if we said this last time, but Northern California has like had really, really bad storms. California in general has had really bad storms. So
I will
I'll
bring this back up when we get to my little SacAnime bit. I will bring this back up. Just keep the storms in mind.
Yes.
Anyways, continue.
So Leonard Burbank, I genuinely think my dad is messing with me because like I think the last time I had a delay, it was only because like the plane couldn't get into one of the gates, and it really wasn't that long of a delay. It was like an hour, which is like not bad at all. So I get into Burbank, and Burbank from Sac is like a fairly short flight. And actually, no, sorry. My flight wasn't delayed. It was just flat out canceled. Every Southwest flight was canceled until 4:30. I arrived in Burbank, I think, I want to say, actually, I have it on my calendar so I can give you an actual date. And this was January 10th. My flight was at, let's see, I think I landed around 11. I want to say I landed there around 11. So the flights were canceled until 4:30. And I had to stand in line for a very long time to get a new ticket, a new boarding pass. And it was really funny just seeing like the different reactions of people, because there was a guy in front of me that was just like, he was on the phone with like his friend or whatever. And he was just like, yeah, man, like it's whatever. I can't really do anything about it. Just like full Zen mode.
Peace and love.
So
peace and
calm. And I wish like I could have his energy about it, but I already hate flying and being at airports. So like this was probably like the worst case scenario. And to be honest, Burbank Airport was a little bit of a letdown. Although there was one guy at the Guy Fieri restaurant place that was very nice.
Guy Fieri's Great American Dumpster Fire?
No, I don't think that was it. But I got mac and cheese for $8, which is a steal at an airport because you usually pay $20 for a sandwich, and I would rather starve. And that's saying something because I will eat anything, but I will not pay for anything. But the contrast of this like calm like demeanor of this guy and then this woman behind me, she's like all dressed up. And then she's on the phone and she's just like, I can't believe this, blah, 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 blah. Remind you, this is Southwest. And she says, I'm an A-lister. How could they do this to me? And I was like, and I was so tempted to turn around and be like, you think you got special treatment? A-lister doesn't mean anything on Southwest. That does not mean anything.
Oh, no,
I think that just means you get like a couple extra points on your card, your credit card or whatever. The only like, and I guess A-lister probably means like you get seats A1 through 15 because Southwest is just a free for all for seats. So like, I don't even know why she thought that she was gonna somehow get better treatment than everyone else because she was an A-lister for Southwest. I don't know. To me, that's like saying you subscribe to like Pornhub, like
you got that premium,
like you got that ad free, like it. What? Like that's not a flex. Like that's not your yeah. So, anyways, actually, I get my boarding. Oh, wait.
I was like, well, I mean, ad free,
It's not a flex. It's not a flex.
Okay, well, I'm just gonna stop doing this bit because I feel like I'm gonna get into really weird territory.
Okay. Okay. Anyways, so I get a new boarding pass and the flight is at 5:20 to Las Vegas. So it's not even to where I am right now in Albuquerque. It's to Las Vegas, which I've been to that airport before like a few times.
Wait, say that again?
I've been to that airport a few times.
No, the place.
I'm actually intrigued to how you're going to make this a joke. Albuquerque?
No. Where you took the plane to?
Las Vegas?
Say that one more time.
Las Vegas.
Say the second part.
I don't want to
say the second part.
Is this?
Say the second part.
Vegas.
Wrong. It's Las Vegas.
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 Where'd you get Vegas from? It's Vegas.
Las Vegas.
Las Vegas.
You're adding like an A and a Y between V and G, and I literally don't care if you bring up one of those pronunciation things on YouTube and they're like, Las Vegas. Like, I've never heard it being said that unless you're like presenting something. I don't know, but it's Vegas. Viva Las Vegas. Like, Vegas? That
Vegas.
sounds like a body part.
It's Vegas. Vegas.
You're pronouncing it like Vaygus.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
You're saying Vegas.
I'm pulling up a pronunciation thing right now.
I just told you I don't care what it says.
Coming in, and it just
this dude
Las Vegas, the environment.
Vegas.
My God.
Vegas.
Dude, I don't care. I literally don't care.
I do. Anyways, continue.
How many times have you been there?
None.
Exactly. Okay.
4 times if you count every time I watch Ocean's 11.
Yeah, no. Okay. Anyways, this is not a pronunciation. What is it? Linguistics or a dialect coach podcast. Okay, so I don't know what you're trying to do. So anyways, I get to Las Vegas. And then my flight to Albuquerque doesn't leave until and it didn't even change on my. I actually threw away the boarding passes because I was like so like they gave me extreme anger, like just rage, pure rage. But just suffice it to say, I didn't get home until like midnight. I was at an airport from pretty much like 8:39 in the morning to midnight. But the silver lining is that the next day, the FAA, the FAA, grounded all flights.
Grounded every single flight.
That hasn't happened since. Oh, I probably shouldn't say that on YouTube because it'll get demonetized or not even promoted. But it did. That hasn't happened since a certain day in 2001. So, yeah,
it happened when Steely Dan played 9 nights in a row at the Beacon Theater. People who know will know. But
okay.
I wanted to text you about it. Like, thank God you did not get delayed a day because you would have killed yourself.
I was about to during that whole fiasco. I never want to see an airport again. Like, I might not even watch Top Gun for a few months because I don't want to see planes. I don't want to see an airport again for like the next year. I know that's not possible. That's not realistic since I drive by an airport to get to school. But I drive by the airport, Albuquerque Airport, Sunport. But yeah, so that was my story of getting Southwested. Also, dude, I think I kind of got saved though because there was a flight that left shortly after my flight in Sacramento that had to get brought down because of a bird strike.
Ah, no way.
Yeah.
Yeah, you lucked out.
I would have been like, nope, I'm not going back to school. Like, sorry, I'm gonna need 2 months to recuperate. I like Top Gun Maverick, but I don't want to live in Top Gun Maverick. And then another thing is that the weather was so bad in Oakland because that was my other option. I could have either gone from Burbank to Oakland back to Albuquerque, but I chose the Burbank to Las Vegas to Albuquerque. In Oakland, I think they took off, like, they tried to take off like 5 times and they had to keep bringing the plane back down because the turbulence was so bad. And some woman was saying, I started texting my kids because the turbulence was so bad. I was like, and thank God, Gene Spears, that I did not go to Oakland, because the last place I want to be stuck in is Oakland.
Oakland.
Like Oakland and Bakersfield.
Ooh, Bakersfield.
If California can agree on anything, Bakersfield is gross.
Yeah, you don't want to end up in Bakersfield.
No. That's like a place you drive through. It's like Fresno, which we also have a certain distaste for because of a certain yearbook
Fresno
advisor.
not
So
much, because I visit Fresno once in a while because my mom has friends there.
Oh,
but
oof.
I mean, we go to like Cloversfield, which is like the real Linda of Fresno. So
no, because I play the violin with it's like a large string quartet. There's like no word for an ensemble with 8 people because it's like a whatever. So the piece we're playing, our teacher got it, like, it says, like, it has a stamp on there. It's like Bakersfield High School or something. And I looked at it and I was like, I'm automatically not going to like this piece because it's for Bakersfield.
yep, that's the one.
Yeah. So that's what happened with me last week. I can't believe that was last week. I think it's like it was so traumatic that I just blocked it from my mind until now. So yeah, how about you, Sophia? What happened at SacAnime?
SacAnime, okay, despite how it ended, this Sac winter was so much fun. I loved it so much. Did I spend more money than I needed to? Yes. Spent a lot of money. But I did cosplay for all 3 days. Day 1, I went as Patrick Bateman, and I was the best Patrick Bateman there. I refuse to acknowledge anyone else because there were 4 others, and I was the best one. Nothing else really happened on day 1. We kind of just sat around, went to the vendors. We ate 7-Eleven pizza, which I only eat 7-Eleven pizza on con, because it only tastes good during anime convention season. Day 2, I went as the Joker, specifically a version of Bombshell Joker, but not really even Bombshell Joker. The only real Bombshell Joker thing about me was that I had my friends kiss me on my face in lipstick, so I had like those lipstick marks. But that was good. I saw another Patrick Bateman on that day, and he was wearing a literal plastic bag as his raincoat, and I thought that was funny. Bro just went at it with like a pair of scissors on a clear trash bag. Yeah, and I had my extra rain jacket with me because one of my friends was in full green body paint and in like not very weather appropriate clothing, so I brought it for them just in case it did start raining, which it did. And I was just half tempted to be like, dude, here, just take it. I don't want to see this. How can I pull off a better Bateman than you? And you're a cis guy. We went to the K-pop battle thing, because I have a couple of friends who compete in it, and honestly, it kind of popped off.
Hell is a K-pop battle? Actually, I don't even know if I want to know, but go ahead.
No, it's not that bad. It's just groups that make their own choreography to K-pop songs.
Oh.
It's essentially like a dance competition, but for K-pop. It wasn't that bad. There were actually some groups that did very well. Cloud9, if you're out there, you guys did good.
Was it like actual like dance groups?
Yeah.
Or
yeah.
Oh, it's not just like TikTok dancers going up there.
No, it's actual like dance choreography, like putting it all together. There's like the groups, like varied from duos to 9 people. Like, it was, like, people put effort into this stuff.
Oh, okay. I had like a completely opposite idea.
Oh,
Because
no,
I was
not like people on a stage TikTok dancing. That would be embarrassing.
yeah,
But
that's what I was envisioning.
we would still go to it to make fun of people. But that was, yeah. Oh, I went to the light dance, aka the rave, that night, and it was fun. There was this dude who came on and did a set, and he had the worst music I've ever heard in my life.
What do you mean a set? Like
He sang in quotation marks because he didn't even sing. He had a track of him singing, and he would occasionally sing over that track.
See, for a second, I had like a major lisp moment. I thought you meant like a comedy set, and I was like,
Oh no,
that's the funniest thing, having a bad comedy set, like just bombing at a rave. Like that's the
that would be so funny. But it was so bad that at the end of his set, someone yelled into the mic, "Don't pay him," and I thought that was so funny. And then the next day he posted on his Instagram being, "I love you, Sacramento," and I'm like, dude, we probably traumatized you.
We don't even love Sacramento.
No, we don't even love Sacramento, and we've been living here. And then that was fun. Oh, my other friends from Placer were visiting also, so they came and we hung out. I feel like I'm missing something on day 2. Oh well, if I think of it, I'll come back to it. Oh, I remember now. So the storm hit at the night of day 2, and I mean, like, when I was getting into my mom's car when she was picking me up, the wind almost like unhinged her car door. Like, it was bad. And there's this Instagram account. Shout out to SacAnime's Broken Escalator. I love you. They make like SacAnime memes and stuff, but they were posting PSAs about how if you have your car parked on the top floor of the Hyatt parking lot, you should bring it down levels because there were like sheets of metal flying through the air and hitting cars. Yeah, like it was that bad. And I was kind of worried that the day 3 would be canceled because I still haven't done my SacAnime shopping, which my SacAnime shopping is very important to me. But, you know, I got it that it was for safety. But also, SacAnime doesn't cancel for shit. Unless the government, like, tells them you cannot do this, they'll still do it. Like, they do not care. But it did not get canceled. Day 3 rolled around. We were all tired and exhausted. But we still got up and we did it. It was my first time doing full face paint. You may cringe for a moment if you know what I'm talking about. We went as Homestuck characters. I went as Nepeta, and I had the full gray face paint. But it was fun. I got to wear a tail. That unlocked something in me.
Oh.
Not in the sexual way. I like my tail. I don't know. And I'm gonna plan to cosplay Sonic because I have it now. But it was fun. I got a lot of shopping done. I got Portal stuff. I was so hyped about that because you cannot find Portal merch anywhere these days. And then end of the day, we wanted Subway. So we wanted to go get Subway, but the Subway across the convention center closes early during the convention weekend, which is annoying, but I guess I get it. So we went to drive to another Subway in downtown, and while we were getting our sandwiches, our car got broken into. And we were like, shit, okay. Okay, well the door wasn't the window wasn't broken into, so we probably forgot to lock the car. Or I don't know if we forgot to lock the car or my friend just didn't lock the car because he's from San Francisco, like he's from like the city. So he has the mentality of if you want to steal something
Why
from
did
my
you
car,
say it like that? Like
What?
San Francisco, like, like you had to. Were you trying to like specify a place in San Francisco?
well, I know he's from the Sunset District.
Oh, well, I mean, like anywhere in San Francisco, you can get your car broken into.
Oh no, but like that's the city. Like Sacramento's not the city. Sacramento's like a town in my opinion. But
Were you
like,
just saying like San Francisco, the city, like as in
yes.
like people wouldn't know that was a city?
No, but I'm just saying he's from San Francisco and he has the city mentality that if you're gonna take something from my car,
Oh,
you just open the door, take
okay.
it, and break my window, and me having to replace that. So I don't know, but our car got broken into. Thankfully, nothing of importance got stolen. Like we had money in there, we had my AirPods in there. Those did not get stolen. What did get stolen, however, is my cat poncho. I had bought a poncho at SacAnime that was like, it looked like a cat, and I loved it, and it was very soft, and it was very warm, and it got stolen. And that was the only thing that got stolen. So, I mean, hey, I'll give up that cat poncho if it means that my friend doesn't have to replace a broken window. But not only that, we forgot to talk about what was left in the car.
Yeah.
Because, balance. So, the person left an orange. Okay. An orange. And a pair of dirty underwear wrapped around the console. And that was just the kicker. That was just the grand finale for SacAnime, which I feel like for every SacAnime weekend, something like that has to happen because you just cannot have a good weekend. But that was my SacAnime, and it was fun, and I really liked it because I had a lot of fun with my friends. But that ending really just, I don't know. What a Sacramento thing.
Yeah, that's on the r/Sacramento. Yo, you
definitely.
should have posted that onto the
I really should
subreddit.
have. I really should have.
Oh man, I mean, you could probably still make like a text post about it or something.
I mean, yeah.
That would get that would get some traction. But because it's just like it's such an obscure like. It's not like, oh, they left their vape in here, or they left like a needle in the car, which is bad. But like,
Oh no, we wouldn't be phased.
That's some like yandere like simulator type thing, like the shrine thing,
Yeah.
like that. Oh, that game takes me back.
Oh yeah, that ages us.
Yeah. Has there ever been any like updates to that game? Like any?
Actually, this was not arguably. This was one of my favorite things for a while. Was I love to just watch video essays on how the game will never get completed because there were updates, but just recently, I think the first boss got implemented. Well, not like
oh,
like the first like character you go up against.
Like a story kind of thing, or
well, because the whole idea was that there were 9, I think, like enemies, all of like increasing in difficulty that you had to like get rid of in order to fall in love with the main guy. So the first one only just now got implemented after years of him being like, I'm gonna implement it, don't worry, don't worry. Which, Yondev is a fucking cuck. I'll say it. He's a cuck. He's so... I will strangle him on sight the moment I see him. And I would probably scare him. Even though I'm not a scary person, but I feel like I'd scare him. Anyways, yes, that game did receive updates, but like the bare minimum of updates.
Like it's still going. Like
It is still going, yeah. Yeah.
Wow. That's
He
I
hasn't
mean,
finished the
at
game.
the end of the day, that is kind of like dedication.
It's
like
impressive you can like procrastinate on finishing a game.
Yeah. It's like the opposite of crunch. Like
not it would be you know those machines that stretch out like taffy?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that would be it.
That's a good comparison. Yeah. If you haven't heard about Anchor by Spotify, it is the easiest way to make a podcast with everything you need all in one place. Let us explain.
Anchor has tools that allow you to record and edit your
podcast
right from your computer or phone.
Just like we can edit that out right on the Anchor app or website. So when hosting on Anchor, you can distribute your podcast on listening platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcast, and many more.
And it's everything you need to become a podcast all in one place.
And best of all, it is totally what, Sophia?
FREE, that spells free. Not credit report.
Free.
But podcast editing software.
So, download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. That is Anchor, ANCHOR.FM to get started. Back to the pod. But yeah, that's just kind of like updates on our lives. Now we can.
And now we're back to our normal lives. I got work.
Scientology. Sorry.
Oh, well, I was gonna lead into that, but
okay. Hey, no, do your lead in. I was a little.
Like, well, we're back to our normal lives. I'm back at work. Ew, cringe. You're back at school. Also cringe. But one thing that will always...
it's not cringe. It's not cringe.
One thing that will always remain a constant in our lives.
I want to make this a disclaimer. School is not cringe.
School is so cringe.
Okay, high school is not college when you're actually pursuing something that you want to study. How is a digital game design class and an intro to computer animation and video production cringe? I am, because I want to defend. Don't say it's cringe, okay? I need to like defend my education right now. So
your education is valid, but the school system as a whole is just cringe.
You're talking from a public school perspective. Everything will change once you get to university level. There is some downsides to it. College is also kind of
cringe because you're paying so much money for a piece of paper that just validates all your suffering.
My family isn't paying that much money, but you know.
Well, good for you and your family. Anyways,
yeah,
back to Scientology.
Because we don't make enough money.
What's that line?
Have you watched this clip of Gerard? I don't know how to pronounce his name properly. I think he said how to pronounce his name. I'm pretty sure it's like Gerard, but if someone wants to correct me, open to it. Gerard Carmichael. He was the host for Golden Globes, which I watched a little bit of in Burbank. He roasted Scientology. Did you see that clip?
I did not see the clip.
Okay. Let me try. Well, actually, I don't know if I can show it because I feel like whatever network hosted the Scientology, hosted Golden Globes is probably going to like copyright strike. So basically, I can probably just pull up like an article or something of it, but he hosted it. I heard he was like all right. He was kind of like a Ricky Gervais kind of thing.
Ricky Gervais.
Where he was. Do you have like a thing for Ricky Gervais?
No. But
Why did you say his name like that?
Because Ricky Gervais.
What? Okay. Anyways, let me pull up this CNN article. It was just like the first. Oh God. Okay. Yeah. I'm hoping this is not gonna. Okay, it's showing the right thing. Let me. There we go. Okay, so I will. Well, actually, I can just read it to you. So I think it wasn't like at the beginning of the. Oops, sorry, I bumped my mic. It wasn't at the beginning of the Golden Globes, and I didn't watch it. I wish I had watched it live because I would have made the most like obscene sound in the airport, and everyone would have looked at me weird. But it's fine. Oh, another thing, I thought a fight was about to break out before I went on my flight to Las Vegas because there was this woman and she was like pacing around before the flight, and then she like went up to the, I don't know what you call them, like the ticket like taker, I don't know. But
The attendant?
the what?
The attendant?
I don't think they were an attendant because they had like the orange vest on. Like I think they were doing multiple jobs. So whoever that woman was, respect to her because she looked tired. But this woman came up, and it was weird because like they hadn't like called like the groups to come on to start boarding, and all of a sudden, just like this screaming match breaks out. And this woman is like, I'm going to have to get security to come here, like, blah, blah, blah. And this woman is just like screaming her head off. And I genuinely thought like a fist fight was about to break out, but it did not. Anyways, back to Golden Globes. So Gerard Carmichael comes out and he says, backstage, I found these 3 Golden Globe Awards that Tom Cruise returned. And then he says, just a host, but I have a pitch. I think maybe we take these 3 things and exchange them for the safe return of Shelley Miscavige. And he said that in front of all the biggest like Hollywood producers, actors, like all of those people. He said it in front of. And I haven't heard, and no, what's even funnier is that like the cast members of Top Gun Maverick were there in that audience. Which is just so funny. It's so funny.
Is he still alive?
Yes, he is.
Is he still okay? Like he's not like weirdly disappeared for a bit?
No.
Okay.
I think he's fine because honestly, I don't think Scientology wants any bad press right now because with the whole Danny Masterson trial, David Miscavige on the run. Well, not on the run anymore. He was in. Yeah, but that was funny. Another little funny thing I found out from Mark Headley is that. So I wonder if I can get it on Google Maps. So on Google Maps, I'm pretty sure you can find, well, I know you can, I just don't know how to look it up. Scientology Gold Base, I think. Oh, there it is. I think that's it. Because it's where Scientology films their movies and like all this stuff. Google will just let me get the Google Earth thing. Okay. Yep, found it. So, okay. Let me take you on a tour. And Sophia, I'm going to here, let me do this. I think I can screen share. So, let me screen share. Okay. Can you see it?
Yes.
Okay. So let me share the screen with the audience. So this is Scientology. This is gold. I think it's gold. I think that's what it's called. Don't like quote me for sure on that, but I'm pretty sure this is called gold. But this is like where their big base is. And this is like in the LA kind of area. And it's up in the hill and it's private roads. It's very hard to get up there. And Scientology has pretty much bought out like all of this land and kicked out a lot of people to get this. So over here is, and I'll probably link like a video that'll better dissect this, but this is like their movie production headquarters where they make their propaganda. And this is basically David Miscavige's like office. I'm pretty sure this is like his office. And I mean, it's millions of dollars, by the way. Like this is a very like expensive mansion.
It looks millions of dollars.
Yeah. And then I wonder where like the quote unquote sniper nest is.
Sniper nest?
Yeah. Oh, it's somewhere up here. I don't remember. It's somewhere here, but there is like a sniper nest somewhere. And it's not like a sniper nest in the sense that like they're actually like sniping people, but it's just like, what is it called? It's like an eagle's nest or something like that. Like that kind of thing. So it looks like it is, and I'm pretty sure like what happened is that there was a security guard that was up there and they had David Miscavige's head in the crosshairs.
Mm-hmm.
And suffice it to say that security guard is no longer working for Scientology. And I think this is the hole, and this is where they allegedly used to mainly kept, well, David Miscavige kept any quote unquote like out of line staff members, and they kept them in the hole, and the hole is literally just like a building with no way to get out. And they just keep people in there as punishment. Like you just run and you barely get fed anything. And it's like, yeah, it's pretty horrible. So, and this is like where staff members stay and that kind of thing. But the interesting, and this is like where they have like their sports, look at their little pool and their basketball and like all of that. So they have some recreation. And also, there was a soccer field built for David Beckham when they tried to recruit him into Scientology, which is interesting. I don't know where, is this it? Yeah, this is it. This is the soccer field that was meant for David Beckham, but obviously David Beckham did not join Scientology, thank God. So that's interesting. So the really interesting part is this little area over here. Sophia, would you like to guess what this is?
Is that the mansion?
Mm-hmm. This is L. Ron Hubbard's mansion for when hopefully he comes back. So it's basically like a giant shrine. And this is the guest house over here. This is the main mansion. Heard from Mark Headley on a YouTube live stream with Aaron Smith Levin that David Miscavige and Tom Cruise have sleepovers here. Now, I wasn't really sure. Yeah. I wasn't really sure if I don't think they actually stayed in the mansion because no one's really allowed to go in this mansion because it's a shrine and it's like sacred and all of that. And religious technology committee who handles all of like the keeping up L. Ron Hubbard's writings and la da 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 da. But this guest house, I'm pretty sure, is where David Miscavige and Tom Cruise have sleepovers, which is just, it's not surprising, but it's just really funny.
That they have slumbies.
Yeah, like, I wonder if they, like, gossip and they, you know...
Well, it's like, by sleepover, like obviously, like, you know, they're sleeping in the same house. What are they doing?
Yeah, like
are they talking business? Like, Hello?
Or are they like doing business? I don't know.
Are they doing business? No wonder Shelby is missing.
Shelby?
Shelly?
Shelly, yeah.
Shelly? Okay. No wonder she's missing. Because they're doing the deed.
She was the third wheel in the relationship.
She was the third wheel! Now, am I insinuating that Tom Cruise is gay? Maybe. But then again, South Park did it and they're totally fine.
Well, one of the people isn't fine. One of them is dead, but which, can leave that up to your own devices about how that person died.
That's besides the point. We're not going to talk about Chef.
But yeah, that's just what I heard. What I heard is that DM and TC have little sleepovers in L. Ron Hubbard's shrine mansion guest house. So, yeah. Hope you find that as funny as I did. Oh, yes. How about you explain this and I'll bring up the picture of this item.
Of course. So yesterday, I am an average watcher of Mythical Kitchen. I love Mythical Kitchen. And they did a final meal episode with Tom Hanks, which props to them for getting someone like Tom Hanks onto their show, But for the dessert, Tom Hanks requested a white chocolate coconut bundt cake. And he specifically said that this cake is special because it is sent by someone every Christmas to him and his family. And he was like, I'm just going to tell you who this is, and this is a big name. And I was expecting someone like Michelle Pfeiffer or like...
Michelle Pfeiffer? Oh my God.
I don't know. Literally anyone else. And then he drops the name, and it's Tom Cruise. And apparently Tom Cruise sends this cake to a bunch of people during Christmas as his like Christmas present, and they call it Tom Cruise cake.
Yeah, and I have it pulled up on the screen. Oh wait, I'm still screen sharing with you, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so I have this wonderful cake here, and I just honestly, not to get like all analytical, but I feel like this cake is honestly a symbolism of just, and don't get me wrong, I like Tom Hanks. I've heard really good things about him, like from people who have actually met him. He's a really nice guy. But it's just like, it bothers me that, and I get it, Tom Cruise is like the actor of all time. And he makes good films. I can't like deny that. I can't take that away from him. Like, he's a good actor. He's the Hollywood actor. But it's just like, to know that he's a Scientologist and what Scientology has done, and like, we're talking about Tom Cruise sending cakes to everyone. Like, I don't know. Like, it's a little...
I get that.
It's not like...
And I agree with you, but also Tom Cruise cake sounds so funny to me.
I mean, it puts a bad taste in my mouth. I know that's really cheesy, but I mean, don't get me wrong. This cake looks good. It looks good. Like a bundt cake, I can always mess with a bundt cake. But
I could always mess with a bundt cake.
Yeah, I don't know how I would feel. I mean, not that Tom Cruise would, considering how much crap we've talked about him. But if I ever received a cake from Tom Cruise, I don't know if I could stomach it to eat it. And I eat a lot of things, but I just I don't know. It's odd. I don't know. I don't know. Is it odd? I think it's just odd for me because it's Tom Cruise, and I wouldn't expect him to send like this cake to all of his quote unquote friends.
But also, it's funny because that's his idea of a present.
Yeah. Which, I mean, it's like $100 cake or something, right?
Is it?
I'm pretty sure.
Oh, I didn't know it was like...
No, it's like a nice bakery from LA, like Yeah.
Well, I want
It's a
Tom
nice
Cruise.
cake.
I want Tom Cruise cake.
Maybe one day.
Do you think I can like call Nut
Well,
and
how do you
Beverly?
think he's getting it to people?
Well, do you think I can call that butt place like
That
here and I could be like, listen, I have a very special request. A white chocolate bundt cake with coconut shavings. No, this is not for anything specific.
I mean, probably like a custom order.
I mean, yeah, that bundt cake's good.
They're probably going to get so many orders like that in the next couple of months now.
Well, no. You know, maybe I'll call him. Maybe I'll ask.
I'd actually
Because,
be very intrigued to see like if they do that.
well, because they even if they don't know like what it is exactly, they know it's like a custom order. They'll probably take it.
Yeah. I've only had like one, like it's nothing bundt cakes, but I've only had one cake from them before. So, and it was good, but
I like the red velvet, but honestly,
mm,
I like red velvet. So
same.
I thought you were gonna be like, actually, did you know that red velvet is just chocolate cake dyed red? So I don't know why you just don't get chocolate cake. I would have killed you.
You know what's weird about it is that I don't really like chocolate cake, but for some reason I forgive it when it's red velvet. I think it's because red velvet is served with cream cheese
I was
frosting.
about to say that too.
Yeah.
I think it's not chocolate, like not too chocolate.
Yeah. Same brainwave moment. What is the last thing on our Scientology? Oh yeah. Okay. So last night I was just curious and I was seeing if Scientology had any presence on Tumblr, because Tumblr is pretty much the only place I'm active in regards to social media. And suffice it to say, I found something interesting.
It's suspicious.
So,
Weird.
yeah. So I found this guy. I think his name is actually Thaddeus, but I think he
Thaddeus?
goes Thaddeus. I don't know.
I think it's Thaddeus.
Is it?
Maybe.
Okay. I've always heard like Thaddeus, or I don't know. But I think he goes by like Tad Reeves, because Tad Reeves sounds a little like more familiar to me, and now all of a sudden I cannot find this Tumblr page. Anyways, so I found this Tumblr page. What's more important is that I found his blog, and I think he uses Tumblr to like spread like his links a little further, even though there's like no notes on any of his posts, so I don't think that's working out too well for him. But this is I feel weird about screen sharing this because like there's his kids on there and I don't really want to bring his kids into it, but to be honest, he brought his kids onto the internet first. So you know what, I won't because I'm a better person. So but his whole blog is being a Scientology parent, so raising children in a Scientology family. And he's a second generation Scientologist, and I guess he homeschools his kids. I haven't gone through his articles because it was late at night when I watched it, but you know, here are some of the names the names of his articles. You know, he regarding Scientology misconceptions and rumors. 6 questions on starting in Scientology. Inside my family's month-long trip. Oh, it like loaded weird. Month-long trip to Florida for Scientology services. You know, my dad's 20 years as a Scientologist. Why does his dad look like L. Ron Hubbard? That's weird.
His dad is L. Ron Hubbard.
It's L. Ron Hubbard incarnate. So I was thinking, and he has been interviewed. He has like a couple of interviews by people, and there's like a video interviewed by a college student on Scientology beliefs, video, an 18-part interview by a high school student on Scientology. And despite the fact of us pretty much trashing Scientology for 3 episodes, I kind of want to get him on the podcast. Especially since I can contact him on Tumblr. Which I don't know how you feel about that. Oh, wait, yeah. I don't know how you feel about that, but
I mean, I wouldn't mind doing an interview, but I don't want to be like backing him into a corner, you know?
yeah, like it would definitely be more of a discussion than anything else. Like, because I mean, I'm not a person who like feels like very strongly on a lot of topics in the sense of like I can always be on like the middle ground for a lot of things. And that's not to say like devil's advocate, like wishy-washy kind of thing. But Scientology is one of those things that like you're just not gonna change my mind about. You know, like you're not gonna change my mind that this is a cult. Like I can't say that on YouTube, but it's not a people traffic cult. That might, I don't know, maybe that'll get around the algorithm. You know, like that's what I believe, and I it's pretty like it's disturbing to me how much like he puts his kids out there online and talks about like how devoted they are to Scientology and all this stuff. But on the other hand, like I think it's important to talk to these people because the more we're like shut up, then the more they kind of have like the right to like scurry off into the corner and handle their things like privately and no one knows what's going on. Like, I mean, again, I'm not sharing the screen with the audience just because like I genuinely don't want to show his kids' faces and their names. But in the sidebar, it's like Scientology made me a better dad, but you wouldn't know if you believed the bigots. The bigots being people like Sophia and I. Like we're bigots because like we're not on board with Scientology, which is, you know, they've committed actual crimes. Like this is public information, but for some reason Scientologists want to put on this like I guess cognitive dissonance about the whole thing. And I don't know, like if we brought him on, like I'm not here to change his mind. He's obviously been in Scientology his whole life. He's raising his kids that way. His parents were in it. So it would be more just like to hear like how he defends this religion. So yeah, I don't know. He probably would say no to it just because of how like crass we've been about the whole thing. But I don't know. I'll reach out and we'll get an interview and we'll lengthen our Scientology saga. But I think that's all we're gonna talk about in regards to Scientology. So let's get into some other stuff.
Yeah, like Marvel news. We haven't talked about Marvel in a while.
We talked about it last time about Ant-Man.
We haven't talked about Marvel in a while, so I figured that
I mean the only new thing is the Ant-Man trailer and that tickets are on sale.
I want to be hopeful for this so badly, but it looks so bad.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be good. I think for me, like, the other issue is that like Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 is like taking all of my hype right now. You know, like that's what I'm focused on, as well as The Last of Us, that I would much rather talk about right now, if you don't mind.
I don't want spoilers.
No, I'm literally just going to read verbatim what I sent in a Reddit group chat I'm in, which is, you know, that could be interpreted a few different ways.
I mean, sure, I want to be as blind as possible to it right now.
But I want to hype you up.
I am already hyped because literally I hear it from my coworkers all day.
It's the best television. I won't say it's the best, but it's some of the best television I have ever watched. Like this is why. Okay, this is gonna sound weird. This is the reason I don't watch a lot of television, because it's like there's just no effort put into it. And The Last of Us, like so much effort. And I think if I can say anything from everything I wrote the night I watched it, I always have. Sophia, let me ask you, what is the one question you have when you hear that someone is going to adapt? I don't know. Like, I don't know how like invested you are in video game adaptations, but like, what's your main concern? What is your question? What, because there's only one right question, by the way. So if you get this wrong, it's wrong.
Well, I was gonna tell you, my only real concern is that it's done well. I don't care if it stays like 100% true to the source material. I just want it done well.
Okay, that's vague. I can't really like ding you for anything. So my question always, and this is, I think the two most like prominent video game adaptations, like big budget blockbuster Hollywood type of thing, was Tomb Raider and Uncharted. I already spoke about my thoughts on Uncharted, was not impressed. In fact, I was disappointed and it was sad. Tomb Raider, not impressed, disappointed, sad. So the one question I have when these big Hollywood studios want to adapt a video game is, how are they going to make this series A, fresh, and B, compelling enough to make me experience the story a second time in an entirely new medium, while also staying true, and this is the most important part, to the heart of the video game? Because what ends up happening is that they take the heart out and they stomp on it, and then they just put a bunch of Hollywood like studio ickiness onto these movies and show video game adaptations. And Last of Us doesn't do that. They expand on everything in the game, and it's almost like this game was made for television, even though it was made for a video game. But the story, like, it works so well, and I beg all of you to please play the game and then watch the show. But it's also very interesting seeing people who have never played the game watch the show, because they have absolutely no idea for the ride that they are in for. And it was just an hour and 20 minutes of pure, just like, bliss. Not bliss in the sense that I was impressed with like the filmmaking and the writing. Bliss not in the sense that I was like happy like what was happening in the story, in the sense that the story is intense and sad, but there's also something very beautiful to it. But that's all I talk about it, because Sophia has unfortunately never played the games before.
I want to play the games first, and then I want to watch the show.
Yeah, that's what I hope. And don't binge the show. Please, I'm begging you, please do not binge this show. This show is designed to be weekly so that you have a week to digest what you have just seen. Because now I am getting it, because at the beginning of the week, I was like, I still need time to digest what I just watched. And now I'm getting into the days where I'm like, I'm getting hyped up again. And that is a good TV show. I can't stand binge culture on TV. I really can't. I don't like it. Never liked it. Only do it when I'm like sick as a dog. So, yeah. But let's move on. Actually, Sophia, have you watched any good TV shows recently?
Not recently.
Okay.
The only one that I finished last I remember is BoJack.
Oh, all right. That's on my watch list, but it's pretty far down there.
That show I only watch it when I want to feel sad. Like,
yeah, I always heard really good things about it.
This is not spoilers, but the episode named The View from Halfway Down, it's a guttural punch to my stomach every single time I watch it.
Good television.
Good television. Moving on.
Yeah.
we are both very avid movie watchers. We all know this. Our Letterboxd year in review.
Yeah. So, Sophia, how about you go first? I don't know, or do you not have it pulled up?
I have
Okay.
it pulled up now.
Oh, okay. I do not.
Well, I am pulling it up, but it's pretty quick, so. I would say that last year was a pretty big movie year. I have 177 diary entries, and I accumulated over 300 hours worth of watch time. And looks like my average per week was 3.4. My first movie of the year was Batman, and my last film of the year was Babylon, and my most watched was The Nice Guys and Top Gun Maverick.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that sucks. I can't find my year in review anymore.
Oh no. Do we want to get this? I forgot. I shared this with Evangeline, but I didn't share it with anyone else.
Oh, no, I got it. Okay, never mind.
Okay. So Letterboxd tracks which like actor you have watched the most.
Yeah.
My
Mine.
top I'll do my top 6. It's Brad Pitt, not surprising. Tom Cruise,
Also
Vin
not
Diesel,
surprising.
Ryan Gosling, Matt Damon, and J.K. Simmons.
That tracks.
Yeah. And then my most watched directors is David Fincher, Kristen Lepore, Damien Chazelle, Steven Soderbergh, Wes Anderson, and Sam Raimi.
Okay. I don't have premium like the Patreon letterbox, so I don't have like every single one of those because that's not something I can afford at the moment. So but I just have a basic year in review. So my 2022 in film according to Letterboxd. Mind you, I also joined Letterboxd not like in January, so this isn't completely like I watched more than what it said. But anyways, from when I joined Letterboxd, 133 films logged and reviewed, 278 hours watched. My most watched actor was Vin Diesel, and I was like, how can this be? But then I remember that Groot is in a lot of Marvel stuff now, so and the I Am Groot shorts came out and there was like 6 of them. So that kind of messed with my most watched actor. So I'm wondering like who was right below him, but I wouldn't know. My most watched director though was Wes Anderson, which makes sense because I watched all of his films. And my top 3 films were Top Gun Maverick, or my highly rated 2022 films. So Top Gun Maverick, Till, and The Batman. And I can definitely, yeah.
I'm gonna grab my top rated in a moment.
What was my first of the year? I know my last was also Babylon.
I don't know.
Because we saw it together, which is kind of depressing, but it's fine.
I liked Babylon. Okay, I've digested it and I decided that I like it.
Yeah, I'm still conflicted on it. But anyways, my first film. So I joined Letterboxd in April, so that was like a few months without any like data to be collected on here. But the first film that I logged on Letterboxd was Magnolia, but the first film I watched in theaters was The Batman. That was logged on here. I don't remember the first film that I watched in theaters last year, but yeah, that is mine.
I think my top films for last year would definitely be Top Gun, Everything Everywhere All at Once, The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, The Bad Guys, and Batman. But also Nope was really good.
Oh, yeah, I rewatched that
A
a week or so ago.
And also, it came out during the end of the year, but Glass Onion.
Oh yeah, I ended up really liking
enjoyed
that.
Glass Onion. Benoit Blanc is just like me for real.
It was just like well made because a lot of times Netflix shows or I guess both Netflix shows and movies, they have like they're very stale, like just like visually and story wise, like they're very much like movies that they just put out because they need to put out and people are running out of things to watch. But like Glass Onion genuinely felt like a sequel to Knives Out, both visually and like conceptually, just because like there was actual effort put into it and everything was like just composed so well. And I will say that I like Knives Out better than Glass Onion just because
I'm gonna say the ending didn't hit me as hard as Knives Out.
yeah, I kind of like that the twist in Glass Onion like was the twist, if that makes sense. Like the twist wasn't like the murderer, it was more so like the twist was
Spoilers.
the
Go ahead and say it.
yeah, spoilers. The twist was the
The twins.
yeah, the twins,
Yeah,
which I liked. I thought that
also
was cool.
because I
Which
felt
is
like
why I wasn't like as mad that like the murder was like more obvious.
I also really liked Edward Norton's portrayal of
That was a
that
great performance.
Elon Musk. It was really funny, and I really enjoyed it. And even though there were some like pop culture references in it, which sometimes annoys me in media, I really liked it. Like the beginning scene where Benoit Blanc is playing Among Us in his bathtub. Bro's just like me for real.
Yeah, it was better than I thought it was gonna be. But again, I do like the first Knives Out a bit better. But yeah, I think that's where we'll end this episode, if that's fine with you.
Sure.
We still have a few more things that like we could talk about. But can definitely like wait
I have
until
to go
next week.
work.
Yeah. So thanks for tuning in. If you listen to this long, we appreciate you. And is there anything else?
No. Your mom.
Okay. All right. Bye.
Bye.